What if I told you that the soul doesn't vanish at death, but instead begins a journey so mysterious, so sacred, sacred, that most of us can't even imagine it? Edgar Cayce, often called the sleeping prophet, his revelations about the first 40 days after death are so vivid and detailed they can shake your beliefs, shift your perspective on life, and maybe even bring a sense of peace. Picture this. Your body has gone cold. Your heart has stopped. But your soul, it's more alive than ever. You see the room you left, or once occupied. You hear the people around you, maybe their sobs, or whispered prayers. You can think, feel, remember. But you can't touch or truly interact. You're not in the physical world anymore, but you're totally aware of it. And according to Cayce, these first 40 days are critical. This is when your soul begins an incredible sequence of transitions, a kind of divine GPS that guides where you're headed and what you need to face next. Immediately after death, limbo and self-reflection. The moment you leave the body, time seems to stop, but your awareness doesn't. Cayce called it a sacred transition. You're not alive, yet you're still you. Watching, sensing, conscious. Except now, that consciousness is sharper, deeper, more penetrating. In those first few minutes, your soul realizes it is separate. There's a flash of memory, a cascade of questions. Who was I? What did I do? What did I feel? Cayce said there's no external judge here, just your own higher self looking back, seeing everything exactly as it was. No excuses, no justifications. Just pure, unfiltered truth. Days 1-3, attached to the physical, trying to reach out. For about 3 days, the soul remains unusually close to the body. It's part of the natural detachment process, like waking from a deep, meaningful dream. You hover, sensing people around you. Sometimes you might try to communicate, sending warmth, a familiar emotion, a tiny energy shift. Occasionally someone feels it, a chill, sudden emotional wave. That's not imagination. It might be your soul's last bid to connect. Over those 2 hours, you're still tied to the physical realm. And then, almost imperceptibly, something shifts. Day 4. Spiritual guides appear. This is when your soul starts feeling a pull toward another plane, an invitation, a new direction. And next, you begin seeing spiritual guides. According to Cayce, these aren't strangers. They feel familiar, like long-lost friends, souls you've known before. Their presence is a warm whisper, you're not alone. You enter what Cayce called the intermediate plane. We think in terms of heaven or hell, but Cayce said it's not about punishment or reward. It's about vibration. You're drawn to an environment that matches your inner state. If you lived with love and compassion, you'll feel calm and radiant. If your life was full of fear or regret, you might awaken in an uncomfortable space, not punishment, but reflection. Here is where your soul starts seeing itself without illusion. No blaming others, no hiding. You just are. It can be shocking or incredibly liberating. Days 5-10. Meeting other souls. Learning telepathy. Now, you begin encountering other spirits. These aren't ghosts. They're conscious souls, each on their own path. And there's no chatting. Communication is pure thought. Telepathy is the universal language here. You're no longer hidden. Your thoughts, regrets, they form the environment. Carry guilt? The scenery becomes heavy and dark. Carry love? Surrounding you is radiant light. Cayce warned, some souls get stuck here. They obsess over unfinished business. They're caught in loops of regret or anger. These souls can linger, days, weeks, even years, until they choose consciously to let go. That's the stage for part 1. We've uncovered the initial passages of the soul's journey, from separation to introspection to guidance, and entering the spiritual realm. The stages to come venture deeper, learning, self-realization, purpose, and ultimately, choosing the next step, whether it's returning to life with renewed mission or continuing onward in the spiritual world. Let me know when you're ready, and I'll share part 2, tracking the soul's path through memory, purpose, reunion with the higher self, and the final 40th day alignment. Day 30, the great encounter, the higher self. By the 30th day, the soul reaches a moment of stillness. Not emptiness, just readiness. It's here that something sacred happens. Cayce called it the encounter with the higher self. This isn't your personality. It's not your name, your voice, your body. The higher self is the true essence of who you are. It's the eternal you that existed before time and will exist after it. Meeting this self isn't like looking in a mirror. It's like coming home. And when you see it, you know. You understand why certain events happened. You remember the mission you set before entering life. You recognize that divine thread that ran through all your choices, especially the ones that broke you. This higher self offers no judgment. It simply shows you. And then, it offers a choice. Return to Earth and grow through another life, or remain in the spiritual realm and continue learning from the other side. Days 31-39, soul groups, sacred roles, and peace. As the 40th day approaches, the soul often discovers something profound. It has never been alone. There is a group, what Cayce described as a soul group, a spiritual family you've journeyed with across lifetimes. Some of them were your parents, others your children. Some only crossed your path for a moment, a stranger on a bus, a nurse in a hospital, a teacher in childhood. They weren't random. They were part of the plan, part of your plan. This group evolves together. They challenge you, heal you, walk with you. And when you're ready, you rejoin them, not as individuals with names and stories, but as radiant threads in the same divine tapestry. Day 40, the shift, attunement, and the next phase. Then comes day 40. This isn't a finish line. It's a gateway. According to Cayce, on this day, the soul locks into a spiritual frequency. He called it attunement, the moment when everything the soul has remembered, released, forgiven, and embraced, crystallizes into a new state of being. And from here, you can readjust, or return, or become something entirely new. Some souls choose to stay, not out of fear, but from purpose. They become guides, helpers. They comfort loved ones, protect the lost, and serve in realms of healing. Others reincarnate with fierce clarity and mission. Still others ascend beyond this cycle, entering higher realms of divine service. Cayce warned us, none of this is automatic. Your experience after death is shaped entirely by how you live now. Right now, what this means for your life. So what can you do with this? You start today. You choose love over anger. You forgive. You serve. You live with intention, not out of fear of death, but out of love for what comes after. Because when your time comes, and it will, what meets you is not a stranger. It's you, the real you. And the more prepared you are, the more beautiful that journey becomes.